If you've started eyeing handrails like they're a lifeline, you aren't just getting older, you are losing your foundation. Today, I'm showing you the 3 simple exercises that are currently revolutionizing senior fitness in 2026. We're going to fix the creeping uncertainty in your legs in just 25 minutes without leaving your living room. My friend Robert, a retired teacher from Ohio, reached a point where he actually avoided the library stairs because there was no handrail. He told me it felt like a quiet negotiation with his own body, that whisper that says, maybe I shouldn't. If you felt that hesitation, I want you to know it's not an inevitable decline. It's a deficiency we can solve. We now know that 90% of what we call aging is actually just preventable muscle loss. I've specialized in geriatric exercise science, but here is the 2026 breakthrough. The US food pyramid has finally caught up to the science. We now know that combining high-protein nutrition with targeted leg resistance is the only way to stop sarcopenia. I've worked with physical therapists to boil this down into a foundation routine, backed by the latest University of Michigan longevity data. This isn't about looking like a bodybuilder, it's about having the power to never fear a staircase again. In this video, we are going step by step through the 3 moves that move the needle. And stick with me until the end because I'm going to share the 1-minute balance hack you can do while making coffee that cuts fall risk by nearly 40%. Our legs are our independence. Let's make your foundation unshakable. So let's address that feeling Robert had head on, that feeling of the body becoming just a little less reliable, the stiffness in the morning that takes longer to ease up, the need to plan routes to avoid too many steps, the momentary panic if you trip on a rug. These aren't signs of personal failure. They are your body's honest, neutral feedback. It's telling you that the specific muscles responsible for stability and power, the ones that keep you upright, that propel you forward, that catch you when you stumble, aren't getting the regular signal they need to stay robust. The great news, the truly hopeful news, is that our muscles are listening. At any age, they are waiting for that signal, and we can send it to them in the gentlest, most accessible ways imaginable. That's what we're going to explore together today. I want to share with you a way of thinking about movement, drawn from long-standing habits observed in cultures with remarkable longevity, combined with straightforward principles from modern physical therapy. We're going to move away from the idea of strenuous workouts and towards the concept of skill practice, gentle, daily movements that reinforce your foundation. Think of it less like training for a marathon and more like regularly brushing your teeth for your muscles and joints. It's simple maintenance that pays enormous dividends in quality of life. Now, if what I'm saying so far is making sense, if it's connecting with that desire to feel just a bit more solid on your feet, then you're exactly where you need to be. Consider subscribing to this channel. Every week, we break down one aspect of healthy, strong aging into calm, actionable steps, free from hype and fear. It's a community of people focused on what's truly possible. Now, let's begin with the first and perhaps most powerful concept. We're going to start not with an exercise, but with a reimagining of how we rest. In the Western world, we see a chair and we think sit. It's our default. But for the human body, especially as we get older, sinking into a deep, soft chair for long periods can actually allow important muscles in our hips and thighs to completely switch off. It can make our posture slump and can sometimes make getting back up a real challenge. There's an alternative practice observed for generations in parts of the world where maintaining leg strength deep into later life is common. It's the idea of active rest. Instead of always sitting back, you sometimes choose to squat down. Now, I know the word squat might bring images of gyms and heavy weights. That's not what this is. This is a gentle, supported squat rest. It's a natural human position. Think of a gardener weeding a flower bed or a parent playing with a child on the floor. The beauty of this position is that it politely asks all the major muscles of your legs and core to stay just lightly engaged. They're not working hard, they're simply awake. They're maintaining a conversation with your brain about how to support you. Research from places like Tokyo Metropolitan University has noted that older adults who incorporate this kind of deep sitting into their daily lives tend to maintain better leg function. It's not magic, it's just consistent, gentle signaling. Here's exactly how to explore this safely. Find a sturdy table, a kitchen counter, or a solid railing. Stand facing it with your feet about as wide as your shoulders. Hold on to the support with both hands. Now, this is key. Go slowly. Gently bend your knees and lower your hips back and down as if you were about to look at a low shelf. Your heels stay flat on the floor. You only go down to a point that feels completely comfortable, maybe just a few inches at first. This isn't a test. You're not trying to touch the ground. You are finding the edge of your comfortable range and pausing there. Hold this position for just 10 or 15 seconds while breathing normally. Feel the mild tension in the front of your thighs? That's the signal. That's the gentle wake-up call to those muscles. Then, using your legs and your arms on the support, slowly come back up. That's one practice. The mistake many people make is trying to go too deep too fast, or letting their heels come up. If your heels lift, it means you've gone a bit beyond what your current mobility allows. That's okay. Just come up an inch until your heels are flat again. Your goal isn't depth. Your goal is consistency. Try this 2 or 3 times throughout your day, maybe once in the morning, once after lunch, and once in the evening. Just those few seconds of active rest can begin to remind your body of its natural strength. In a few weeks, you may notice it feels just a bit easier to rise from a regular chair. That's the first simple step in rebuilding your foundation. And this leads us perfectly to our next concept, which is all about the secret system that keeps you from falling. Because strength is only one part of the equation. The other, equally important part is balance. And most conventional exercise completely overlooks how to train it. Balance isn't a mystery, it's a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with the right kind of gentle practice. The body's balance system is a brilliant network involving your eyes, your inner ear, and tiny sensors in your feet, ankles, and legs that constantly send information to your brain. With age, if we don't gently challenge the system, it can get a little slow, a little less precise. The good news is, we can sharpen it back up with something so simple you can do it while brushing your teeth. It's called single leg stance, and before you worry, no, you will not be standing on one leg in the middle of a room. We start with abundant support. Here's the practice. Stand in your kitchen next to the counter. Place both hands on it lightly. Stand tall, feet together. Now, ever so slowly, shift your weight onto your left leg. Let your right heel just barely lift off the floor, keeping your toes lightly touching for safety. That's it. You're not lifting your leg high, you're just unweighting it slightly, so your left leg and that intricate network of stabilizers in your ankle, knee, and hip have to make tiny adjustments to keep you upright. Hold this for 5 seconds. Breathe. Then gently place the foot down. Repeat on the other side. The magic of this practice is its specificity. You are literally rehearsing the exact kind of micro adjustment your body needs to make when you're walking and one foot is off the ground. Studies, including long-term observational research from Japan, have shown that daily, simple balance practice like this is associated with a significantly lower risk of falls and related injuries. It's not about standing like a flamingo for minutes. It's about frequent, brief moments of awareness. A common mistake is to tense up the shoulders or hold your breath. Try to keep your shoulders soft and your breathing calm. Your gaze should be soft, looking at a point on the wall ahead of you. This steadies your visual system. As this begins to feel steady, you can progress by taking one hand off the counter, then maybe just a fingertip. The goal is to create the slightest manageable challenge for your system. Doing this for just a minute or two total per day, spread out, can make a profound difference in how confident you feel on your feet. It rebuilds the connection between your legs and your brain. And this confidence, this re-established connection, is what allows us to move on to building a different kind of strength, a steady, rooted strength. Because once you feel more stable, you can begin to gently strengthen the major muscles of your legs in a way that is remarkably safe and joint-friendly. This brings us to what I call the rooted stance. It's based on a traditional posture, adapted completely for safety and accessibility. This isn't about holding a difficult position, it's about discovering a feeling of solidity. Imagine your legs are like the strong, steady roots of a tree. The goal is to create that feeling of being grounded and supported from the ground up. To find this position, stand with your back against a wall. Slide your feet forward so they're about 12 to 18 inches away from the wall, hip-width apart. Now, slowly slide your back down the wall a few inches, just until you feel a gentle engagement in the front of your thighs. Your knees will have a slight bend. They should be pointing straight ahead, aligned over your ankles, not your toes. Your entire back and your hips are supported by the wall. You are not sitting in an invisible chair. You are simply leaning into the wall with a slight bend in the knees. Hold this for 10 to 15 seconds. Breathe normally. You should feel a mild intensity in the thigh muscles, but absolutely no pinching or pain in your knees. If you feel any knee discomfort, straighten your legs a little until it disappears. This isometric hold, meaning the muscle is working without the joint moving through a range of motion, is one of the safest ways to strengthen the quadriceps, the big muscles on the front of your thighs, which are crucial for walking, climbing stairs, and rising from a seat. Research in journals like the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity has shown that regular, brief practice of this wall-supported position can lead to measurable improvements in leg strength for older adults. The wall does the work of supporting your structure, so your muscles can focus on the simple task of maintaining the gentle bend. A common error is to hold your breath or let the knees drift inward. Keep breathing calmly and imagine you have a soft balloon between your knees, encouraging them to stay in line with your hips. Practice this 2 or 3 times a day for just those short holds. As it becomes easier over a few weeks, you might try sliding down the wall a tiny bit more or holding for 20 seconds. Listen to your body. This is about building a foundation of steady strength, not pushing to exhaustion. And this foundational strength is what allows us to move with grace and attention, which is where our next practice comes in. Because walking is more than just getting from point A to point B. It can be one of our most potent practices for integrating strength, balance, and mindfulness. I want to introduce you to the idea of mindful walking. This is not about speed or distance. It's about quality of movement. It's about reclaiming the simple act of putting one foot in front of the other as a conscious, strengthening ritual. Find a clear, safe path in your home. A hallway is perfect. Stand at one end. Before you take a step, take a breath and feel your feet on the floor. Now, begin to walk at half your normal speed, or even slower. As you walk, bring your full attention to the sensation of your foot meeting the ground. Notice, does your heel touch first, then the ball of your foot, then the toes? There's no right or wrong pattern here initially. You're just observing. The act of walking slowly and attentively forces all the small stabilizer muscles in your feet, ankles, and hips to work with precision. It improves what therapists call proprioception, your brain's awareness of where your body is in space. This kind of practice has been shown in studies to support better dynamic balance. That's the kind of balance you need when you're actually moving, not just standing still. People who practice mindful walking for even a few minutes a day often report feeling more secure on their feet during all their daily activities. A mistake is to try to do this for a long time outside right away. Start indoors, where it's safe and flat. Just 3 minutes of this slow, attentive walking can be more valuable for your nervous system than a long, distracted walk. It's a conversation between your mind and your moving body. And as you become more aware of your feet, you'll naturally become interested in the powerful muscles that propel you forward from them. This brings us to a tiny muscle group with an enormous job: your calves. They are often called the second heart of the body, for good reason. Every time you take a step, your calf muscle contracts and acts as a pump, helping to push blood from your legs back up towards your heart. Keeping these muscles active can play a supportive role in healthy circulation in the legs. More obviously, strong calves give you the power for that last little push up a step or the spring in your step to cross a street quickly. The practice for this is simple and can be done anywhere you can hold on to something for support. It's the heel raise. Stand facing your kitchen counter, feet hip-width apart, hands lightly resting on the counter for balance. Now, slowly, with control, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Lift your heels as high as is comfortable. Pause at the top for just a moment, feeling the contraction in the back of your lower legs. Then, even more slowly, lower your heels all the way back to the floor. The key is control, not speed, not how many you can do. It's the quality of the movement. Try for 6 to 8 of these with a full, slow motion up and down. Rest, then do another set if it feels good. The mistake many make is bouncing or going too fast, which uses momentum instead of muscle. Another is not lowering all the way down. The full range, from heels down to heels up, is what maintains the muscle's health and length. You can do this while waiting for the kettle to boil, during a TV commercial, anytime you have a minute. This simple movement, done regularly, can help maintain the power and circulatory function of your lower legs, and it connects us to our final core practice, which brings everything together in a way that is both physically supportive and mentally calming. We've talked about active rest, balance, steady strength, mindful movement, and propulsion. There's one more element that is perhaps the most overlooked: decompression and alignment. As we go through our days, whether sitting or standing, gravity and habit place a gentle compression on our spines and joints. One of the most relieving practices for this doesn't require special equipment, just a door frame or a sturdy piece of furniture. It's often called a hang or a suspension, but we're going to approach it as a gentle stretch and reset. Find a sturdy door frame. Stand in the opening, facing the frame. Reach both hands up and place them on the top of the frame or as high up on the sides as is comfortable. Your arms should be straight, but not locked. Now, very gently, let some of your body weight sink into your arms and hands. You are not lifting your feet off the ground. You are simply allowing your upper body to lengthen and decompress. You might feel a gentle opening across your chest and a pleasant traction in your spine. Breathe deeply here for 15 to 20 seconds. This gentle position can help counteract the forward slump we all fall into, and it promotes better overall posture, which is foundational for good balance. It's a moment of reset. A note of caution: if you have any significant shoulder issues, skip this or only apply the lightest possible weight. It should feel relieving, not stressful. Now, let's weave this all together into a simple, sustainable daily rhythm. This isn't a workout program you need to schedule for an hour. This is a toolkit for integrating strength and stability into the life you're already living. Think of your day in moments. In the morning, after your tea or coffee, do 3 gentle resting squats holding the kitchen counter. Later, while brushing your teeth, practice your single leg stance for a few seconds on each side. In the afternoon, after reading the mail, stand with your back against the wall for 2 or 3 15-second rooted stance holds. When you walk down your hallway, take 10 steps of mindful walking, paying attention to your feet. Waiting for your dinner to heat up? do 6 slow, controlled heel raises. And in the evening, after you've finished all up for the day, take 20 seconds in your Doorframe for that gentle upper body reset. This is the essence of the approach: small, consistent, integrated signals. They don't require special clothes or equipment. They don't exhaust you. They remind your body day after day that it is meant to be strong, stable, and capable. The cumulative effect of these tiny practices can be transformative. They aren't about adding more to your to-do list. They're about changing the quality of the movements you're already doing. You are not exercising. You are practicing living in a strong, aware body. I started this story with my friend Robert. After we spoke about these ideas, he decided to start with just one thing: the mindful walking in his hallway. After a couple of weeks, he told me something had shifted. He wasn't working out, but he found himself standing taller at the sink. He felt more present in his body. That was his starting point. From there, he naturally began to add in the heel raises and the wall stance. Last I heard, he's back to his daily walks, and while he still avoids the library stairs without a rail, he told me it's now out of an abundance of caution, not out of fear. That shift from fear to confident choice is everything. Which part of what we've discussed today feels most relevant to you right now? Is it the idea of finding more stability, or perhaps building a bit more strength for daily tasks? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. This is a conversation, and your experience is valuable. If this way of thinking about your strength resonates with you, I've created another resource you might find helpful. On the screen now, you'll see a video titled 3 Gentle Postures to Support Your Back and Improve Posture After 60. It builds on these same principles of gentle, integrated movement. It's the natural next step in supporting your entire body's foundation. Thank you for spending this time with me today, investing in your own strength and confidence. Remember, the goal isn't perfection. It's gentle, consistent progress. It's listening to your body and giving it the simple signals it needs to support you for all the days to come. Your foundation is worth building, and you can start with your very next step. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. About over 60, numb feet and weak legs, try this simple Japanese exercise.